Earthquake in Mexico. A 7.1 magnitude earthquake with an epicenter near Acapulco shakes the center and south of the country. The Nicaraguan prosecutor's office orders the arrest of prominent writer Sergio Ramirez. Crisis in the government of Peru due to the resignation of the foreign minister. This and more on GMO. Welcome once again to your limbo, while you get your visa to go anywhere outside Latin America. This week, the world went crazy as usual, but today we're only talking about the most serious issues. You know, the ones that really can knock us out. Alejandro, what do you have for us?
A 7.1 magnitude earthquake struck Acapulco, in southern Mexico, on Tuesday, so killing at least 2 people. The earthquake, which occurred at 8:47 p.m. local time, was so intense that the earthquake was also felt in Mexico City, where frightened residents took to the streets after hearing the seismic alert. In other things, 17 patients died when the hospital in Mexico is flooded by the rain. The patients, mostly with COVID-19, perished when the power supply was cut and the respirators to which they were connected failed. At least 70 patients from the Social Security Hospital IMSS of the Mexican state of Hidalgo in the center town of Tula died after the health center was flooded and the flow of electricity was affected. The government of Mexico reported that on Tuesday. Now, in Latin America, the Nicaragua Public Ministry accused the writer and former vice president of the country, Sergio Ramirez, of carrying out acts that promote or incited hatred and violence, and ordered his arrest and research according to this body. In a statement issued Wednesday, the prosecution charged Ramirez with laundering money, property, and assets, undermining nationality, integrating a provocation proposition, and conspiracy. The president of Peru, Pedro Castillo, faced his first major argument crisis after his foreign minister, Hector Vigar, resigned on Tuesday 19 days after taking office. The resignation occurred after some old statements of his were made public, in which he assures that terrorism in the country was started by the Navy. So back to you, Monse.
When situations like this come to light, is when I cannot believe I'm living here. On the other hand, on September 7, Canada reopens its international borders and will accept non-essential travel connectivity. Susie, bring it on!
Wow, Mexican, pack your bags. It's time for today culture section. Brazil. Brazil names come from the Pau Brasil, a Portuguese for Brazil's tree, the country's national tree and a natural resource that play an important role in the economic development of the nation. Brazil also is the fifth largest country in the world by land and area, and the sixth largest by population. Brazil was the last country in Americas to abolish slavery in 1888. Brazil is home to 7 natural and 14 cultural UNESCO World Heritage designated sites. And here in Brazil is the best beach according to TripAdvisor. This beach is named Sancho. Brazilians are generally descended from these ethnic groups: Amerindians, Africans, and Europeans. Also, Brazil is seen as the most athletic country. Maybe some countries are not as bad as the rest of Latin America. What do you think, Monse?
I mean, we can think about it. Let's see if Karen is willing to come, because God knows I can't go anywhere without her.
With you girls, I'll go to the infinity and beyond. But meanwhile, let's hear the overall news. On September 6, the Kabul airport begins to reactivate the internal aeronautical activity after the withdrawal of the U.S. military in Afghanistan. This may mean that there may be a possibility that this country can be entered internationally, of course, depending on the relationship with each country. North Korea reduces tension with the United States. All this because in one of its military parades, commemorating the 73rd anniversary of its founding, the display of new weapons was not made as it has done in the previous years. It may be a good sign that North Korea has no short-term plans for any threat of war for its main opponents. President Putin seeks an economic annexation with Belarus. All this counting on 28 economic plans that he has as proposal to the country, and thus overcome the economies of countries such as the United States and Central Europe. The plan with which the Russian president has, it can reach the point where he can make economic annexes with other countries that do not have as much economic strength, promoting the one they have between them and in the long term being able to form a new economic bloc. El Salvador became the first country to legally accept payments through Bitcoin. This decision made by the government generated many controversies of different kinds. This could be an economic advance at the international level, since through that country is doing, we can see how viable it could be to use a currency as valuable as Bitcoin, and from the result that they may have, it may be that other countries can adopt such an economic level. The President of the United States, Joe Biden, talks with Chinese President Xi Jinping, where they talk about economic competition between them, hoping it does not end up being conflictive. This may mean progress towards the end of the Cold War between the two countries, where there are no longer prohibitions to the consumption of certain products from the opposite country, and even the impulse of countries allied to them to be able to commercialize, making the economy grow and even to be able to see the reduction of some prices. It seems that the war is getting bigger and bigger, and we are yet still discussing if the abortion should be legal or not.
Alright, folks, I know you don't want to be in Latin America anymore, but until you get your ticket to get the hell out of here, let's hang around next week on the same place at the same time. Peace out.